Welcome to Advent of Refactorings. This is going to be a short series of small videos showing some different refactorings and things we can do to improve our code bases and work better with Wagtail and Django and stuff like that. So first one we're going to work on today, first of Advent, is renaming things. And naming things is a hard problem. We often get the wrong names the first time or things change. So we have some nice tools for renaming stuff. So this function here, called create calendar, takes a list of things and does stuff with them. And so it checks to see if the date is within the range of this item, and then adds it to a list, or to a dictionary by date, and then sort of returns them. So it's not a difficult, complicated function. But the names are all fairly generic here, so we can rename them. Output items really is a list of dates that map to some of these items. So rather than changing this manually and saying items by date, and then hunting around to find the next one, changing that to items and so on, you can very easily miss them. So first thing to do is just right click on this and rename symbol, and we're going to call this one as items by date. That already makes it a bit easier. Items, if we understand the code base a bit more, is actually a list of events. So these are the events that happen on a date. So again, we can right click on this one here and rename symbol of this one to events. Then looking at this and say, oh, that's an individual one of them. So let's rename that one to event in events. Now it's starting to sort of feel a bit more understandable what's going on. And renaming things should be really easy. The rename symbol tool that you've got in most editors is really good because it will rename it in the right scope. So for instance, if I have another function down here, we'll call this def sort items. We'll say items and I don't know, return sorted items. So really silly function here. If I rename this symbol here to items again, if I rename this items, rename symbol to events, it doesn't touch this other function because it's out of scope. So it's smart enough to do that. If I undo that, if you do want to rename it across the whole file, you can often use the change all occurrences. So if we change this to, press the wrong keys, change it to events, then it will find that word across the whole place and replace them everywhere in the file, which is super convenient. If you want to do like a find replace for part of it, so like if I rename this one back to item, say we want to have this piece of word item replaced with it, then if we do edit, replace in just this replace tool here, then if we just say item, we can say to event here, and we can say we want it to whether we want it to match the whole word or not. We don't want it to match the whole word because we want it to change everywhere, even inside the word there. But you can also choose it to be case sensitive or do regex if you prefer that sort of thing. And then replace all. We'll go through and replace them all like that. So there's different tools for different types of things you want to change, but usually the rename symbol is what you need. And so that's the end of Advent of Refactoring Day 1. See you tomorrow.